Welcome back, everybody. This is Scott from Ish Outdoors. We're out here at a public gun range, so I apologize for all the extra noise. We are sighting in 2 rifles and 1 slug gun to get prepared for rifle season. So I have a 6.5 Creedmoor here. It's a Savage Axis 2 Pro. I will be filming the shots with the scope cam. I only have 1 camera, which will be facing me. I do have the scope mate on this one, and I have a Tacticam on my 243, which is a Savage 110. So we will be doing 3-shot groups with 7 different types of ammo. And we're going to see which one patterns the best. And then once we figure out which one patterns the best, then we will zero it in for that particular shell and preparation for rifle season, which is in a couple of weeks. Again, I apologize about the extra noise. This is a public gun range and there is people here playing with pistols and whatnot. So we're about to get prepared. I zeroed both of these in at 50 yards, bore-sighted, I'm sorry. I bore-sighted these in at 50 yards, and now we're going to shoot some targets at 100 yards and figure out what each one of these rifles likes the best, and then we'll zero it in for that. So hopefully this will be a pretty fun video. Hopefully there won't be too much background noise. So stay tuned. Okay. The first round we are going to be using is a Remington Core-Lokt 140 grain. We're going to send 3 downrange, see how that patterns, and then we're going to switch it up. Okay, I don't know where that one hit. Okay, that first shot was 2 inches high, 1 inch left. We're going to hold the same hold. Send another one downrange. Put my Pro on. Okay, I can't see where that one hit. We're going to go ahead and send the 3rd, and then we'll go check and see where it hit. Alright, we're going to go check and see where those hit. Okay, I'm kind of a moron and I forgot my binoculars. And it's kind of hard to see through the scope down there to see exactly where I hit. So I walk down there and it looks like it's about a 1 inch group. Some of that could be me. I've never shot off of a stand like this or whatever. So, and I've never shot with a scope cam, which makes the field of view just a little different. But anyway, so we're going to move on to the Core-Lokt tips, 129 grain. We're going to do a 3-shot group on those. And then see how that one shoots, and then move on to the next one. looks like that was a little high and lift also. Let's send another one. Yep, that was just below that one. Let's send one more. That was too touching. So the first set with the Core-Lokts, that could have been me getting used to shooting with the scope cam and everything on it. Oh, my target fell. I might have to go down there and fix it. So, all right, we'll let this cool off for a few minutes and then we'll move on to the next set of rounds. All right, the next set is going to be Hornady American Whitetail, 129 grain. Luckily, it's pretty chilly out here this morning, so I don't have to wait a long period of time in between to let the barrel cool. It's cool to the touch now, so we're going to go ahead and send these 3 and see how they group. I don't know where that one hit. I think that one hit low and right. Pick my brass up. That could have been me. It could have been a bad trigger squeeze. All right, we're gonna go down and look at those, see where those hit, because I forgot my binoculars. All right, our 4th set of 3-shot groups is going to be Winchester PowerPoint, 129 grain. So far, the Core-Lokt tipped had the best groupings, but we're going to send these 3 down and see how this one groups. Ooh, that was a flyer. I think that was me. The first two are damn near touching. Alright, I'll let her cool off for a few, and we'll move on to the fifth one. Alright, the fifth set we're going to shoot is these Barnes Sierra tipped 140 grain. We're going to send these 3 down, see how they group. Alright, that was a little high and right. So far nothing's patterned really horribly, but the Core-Lokt tip definitely was the best so far. Alright, we're going to swap targets and to shoot these last 2 boxes, or last 2 round 3-shot groups, and then once we look at all the patterns, then we'll zero it in for what it likes the best. Alright, the 6th set is going to be these Federal Power Shocks 140 grains. We're going to send 3 down, see how they group. Oh well, that's a real tight group. It's going to be a close one between these and the Core-Lokt tips. Alright, we'll let her cool off, and we'll do the last of the 7, which will be the Norma whitetails, 140 grains also. Alright, this is the last of the 7. This is that Norma, the Norma whitetail 140 grains. We're going to send these 3 down, and then we'll compare and see which one we want to choose, and then that's what we'll zero it in for. And then we'll move over to the 243. Alright, I'm sending them down. Is that 3? And we'll go down and pull the targets, and then we'll compare them, and then zero it in for the one that's closest. All right, we got the targets pulled up here. So this was the Winchester PowerPoints. Those were pretty close. The Remington Core-Lokt tipped, and those were touching. The Federal, those are almost touching, and the Norma 140 grains were touching. So Remington Core-Lokt is about a 1-inch group. The Hornady's probably about a 1-inch group, and the Barnes was roughly about a 1-inch group. So it's going to be, well, it likes 4 out of the 7, but all of them are actually pretty good groups. So I think we're going to go ahead and zero it in with these Normas, and then the Core-Lokt tips will be our backups between, yeah, so it would be Normas, Core-Lokt tips, and then the Federals are the closest of the 3. So we're going to go ahead and zero it in with the Normas. All right, we're going to send 3 and make some adjustments on the scope. Get this zeroed in for this 140 grain Norma whitetail. That seems to be what it likes the best. So we're going to go ahead and send them down. We'll shoot one, and then we'll make some adjustments. Looks like the side to side's good. No, it's over just a little bit. So we'll make some adjustments. A little high. So we need to go down and right. I'm right above the bullseye, so one more should do it. I'm hoping that this last adjustment will put it right in. Either way it goes, it's in the kill zone, so I'm going to send this last round. Hopefully she's dead nuts, and then we'll be good to go. A little low, but that'll work. That will work. All right. We're going to call that good for this one. Now we'll move on to the 243. Okay, everybody, we're going to wrap this video up here. For the sake of the length of the video, we're going to split this into 2 parts. I know in the beginning of the video I said we were going to be doing ammo testing and zeroing in on 2 rifles and possibly a slug gun. That's going to make this video entirely too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this portion of the video about the 6.5 Creedmoor. And then the next video will be the 243. And I didn't have time to mess with sighting in the slug gun, so we'll do that at a later date. But this Savage Axis 2 6.5, very impressive in my book. If you watched the whole video, you'll see that it shot within a 1-inch group. I mean, I didn't put the calipers on it, but by eyeballing it, I'd almost guarantee that every group is within 1-inch group. And there was at least 3 groups that had at least 2 touching at 100 yards. Impressive. the gun is not picky. So we went ahead and zeroed it in with, I think it was the Norma whitetail, because that was the last set of bullets that I used. I could have, zeroed it in with any of the 3 or 4 that it liked that had 2 touching, but since I already had those out and I just ran them through the piece, I went ahead and zeroed it in for that. So that's what we'll use this deer season. I didn't really go over the scope much, didn't really think about it, but it is a Blackhound 6-24 by 50, which, yeah, I know that's a little much for deer hunting when you're not going to be shooting more than maybe 100, 150 yards. But I got a good deal on it. A guy I watch on YouTube that does a lot of bing bang reviews and a lot of ammo testing, he had a promo code a while back, so I got this scope for almost nothing. It was very inexpensive, and that was Adam from Hootie Who's channel. If you want to see a lot of bing bang reviews and ammo testing on just about every caliber out there, go check out his channel. I'll put a link down in the description, as long as I get the okay from him. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up. We'll put out another video with all the footage and everything from the 243. I'm new to using this scope cam thing, so I apologize that the footage wasn't as good as it could have been. I probably should have read the manual a little bit better and figured out how to zoom in a little more and make that a little bit better, but this is the first time I've ever done a video like this. But since we had to get everything zeroed in for deer season, I figured I'd video it and bring it to you guys. So thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit the like and subscribe button. It would help the channel tremendously. As everybody knows that has watched any of my videos, I'm a new channel. I don't have a lot of content out there, don't have a lot of followers. I'm still trying to learn. I know my videos aren't as good as some of the guys that's been doing this for 20 years or even 10 years. I'm just me, one camera, not a whole lot of equipment and no camera crew to follow me around and capture all the footage for me. I'm doing the best I can and I'm learning as I go. So anyway, for all the followers that I do have, very much appreciated. And for all the people watching, very much appreciated. If you could hit the like and subscribe, it would be awesome. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I'll bring you another video with the footage for the 243, and whenever I get around to sighting in the slug gun, we'll bring that footage to you as well. I haven't decided yet. I might end up having to put a scope on that because the factory sights on that Winchester, I don't like them. They're kind of cheap. The adjustment bolts are kind of iffy. So anyway, that'll be another video. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Catch you on the next one.